As a farmer, when I hear people talking about spraying and that, a lot of times you kind of glaze over. They're talking details when they're talking little minute stuff. But when I hear someone put those type of details in language that I can understand, like beer, well, then I couldn't wait to get her on the show. Here's Bridgette via Skype. How you doing, Bridgette?
Fantastic. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing really, really good. Now, what do you do for a living?
I am actually a technical agronomist, if you will, for one of the large ag chem companies.
Okay, you're all about killing weeds.
I love to see dead weeds. I am all good with that.
Now, how did you get into the ag industry?
Completely by accident. I was a farm kid growing up in North Dakota, thought I was going to teach high school ag, but I realized real quickly that private industry paid a little bit better than teaching jobs. And they were kind enough to give me an internship and said, "You were kind of good at this. We might hire you full time." No one was more shocked than me. But it was turned into a sales career and now doing some technical things, teaching, training, working with farmers, retailers, all the above.
I don't see you as having the temperament to work with high school kids.
There would have been a lot of yelling. When they told me that corporal punishment was not an option for teaching, I'm out. I just couldn't do that.
I don't know when it was. It's been a while. You started just doing videos, right? And it was cool around social media. But the thing was, I mean, you were talking about ag, you were talking about mixing chemicals, but you were doing it in a way that was just funny and out of the box. So why did you start doing all this?
Well, I figure you're only going to have somebody's attention for a very short amount of time. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to give you 3 to 5 positioning points that you're going to remember and take home. Better yet, if I can make one thing really stick, that's what's impactful. And we're all visual learners as adults. So what's more visual than beer when you're talking about weed size? Because I started out very simply with, you have this little Coke can, and that is a great size to be using when you are in the field and you're looking for what size are my weeds? Is it the right time to spray? Once they start getting past that and going out to this beer can, because occasionally you might be walking your field with a beer in your hand. I'm not saying everybody has to, but it could happen. And once they get to that 12-ounce beer can size, well, those weeds are a little bit bigger. And for the love of all things holy, if your weeds are the size of a pounder, they're too big. We have to do things differently, you guys. And people remember that. So I'm kind of the beer can lady. I have all the weird props that I take to meetings, but everybody laughs and they remember.
They do remember because honestly, if you got on there and you rattled, if your weed is 4 to 6 inches, you're going to need this rate. If the weed exceeds 6 inches and is up to 8 inches, that just puts people to sleep. But you doing that, holding beer in your hand, I mean, that's good stuff, yo.
It works out great. So you want to talk about droplet size? Drop a bunch of bouncy balls in a room and people will understand where your spray droplets go. And the other thing that, again, it's a family show. I'm not encouraging this, but when you have to take a break, when you're mixing a spray tank, take a smoke break or just take a break of some sort. I actually had a guy this year say, "I don't smoke. How long is a smoke break?" So we decided that should be 10 minutes.
It takes 10 minutes to smoke a cigarette.
Apparently, I don't smoke, but they're a great visual.
It is. Again, you remember it. Now, all right, you've got a job for a corporation. What do they think of this?
I get some funny looks, but no one has told me that I've done anything wrong because I'm still getting the point across. We're helping to avoid problems in the field. And I always get high marks for doing it because customers can relate to that. Again, occasionally somebody has a drink in their hand when they walk a field. This could be a Mountain Dew, but the can size is what matters.
You mentioned Twitter, but you're doing some of this on Facebook too, right?
I use Facebook and Instagram. I have not yet dove into the cool kid pool of YouTube, but it could happen. Just biding my time. And I don't think I can start TikTok because that seems addictive. How do you quit?
You're too old.
That's true.
I don't mean that mean, but I mean somebody has to tell you, and it might as well be me, huh?
I think that's fine because we're like the same age and we're probably both people who can't dance well, so we don't belong on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I got moves, yo, but I'm not
We'll
gonna
test
show
those
them.
out
Yeah.
another time. Yes.
All right, for people that want to see these videos, they want to follow you on social media, where do they go?
Because I'm not creative, I just use my name. So on Instagram and Facebook, I'm Bridgette Readel. On Twitter, I am BM Readel. And someday when I get to YouTube, I'll figure out something fun.
Okay. You know, I interviewed you in a podcast, and I think I mispronounced your name like 20 times.
I've tried to let that slide, but my grudge is growing larger every week.
Okay, Bridgette Readel, ladies and gentlemen. Readel, Bridgette Readel. I'm joking. I joke because I like you. Not really.
I know. Hard to. Many don't like me.
I know you're busy. I really do appreciate what you do. I love that you're out there talking to not just farmers, but getting outside the echo chamber. So I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. People go follow her, Bridgette Readel from North Dakota. Bridgette, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob.
This segment has been presented by Golden Harvest.
If you have an interesting or entertaining video or picture and you think the world should see it, then let us know at SharkFarmer.com. While you're there, check out the What the Farm podcast and the one that started it all, the Shark Farmer podcast. Catch me Monday through Friday on Rural Radio Sirius XM, channel 147, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. I know we've had a lot of fun today, but in all seriousness, having an opportunity to provide a platform for those in agriculture is of the highest importance to me. We're going to keep doing that here on Shark Farmer. We'll see you next week.